Thank you for calling into the David Pakman Show. Please do not use speakerphone. Have your question ready and listen for David to call out your area code.
Okay, Larry, your connection is one of the worst we've had. You're not talking into the phone through like a crinkled piece of paper, are you?
No, I was just moving around.
All right, so Eric, listen, something's going on with your phone. Every third word, it sounds like you're underwater. Is there anything we might be able to do about that? Great, and we're not on speakerphone, are we?
And no,
Okay, and whatever's on in the background, if you are able to turn it down, it would be really great.
yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, all right. Well, what's going on?
I actually still have a phone number from New Jersey, but I currently live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
All right, that's still allowed.
Hey, I'm surprised you still remember me.
We have caller ID, so I have copious notes about you. Nathan, listen, I'm going to let you go because it does sound like you're underwater, and I don't know what's causing that, but I do appreciate the phone call, and I look forward to welcoming you back on the program once again in the future.
To know your idea.
Ernesto, are we on speakerphone or Bluetooth? Because your connection is abhorrent. John, let me interrupt for a second. I don't know what you're talking about, and it sounds like you're pressing. I'm curious. Are you doing something else in addition to doing this call right now?
No, I'm just sitting at my kitchen. I'm just nervous, I guess.
Great. Your audio level is going up and down like crazy. So if you can do something to just even it out, that would be really great.
All right, 1 second. Let me try to fix it. Can you hear me better?
Yeah. I'm curious. What did you do that we can just all of a sudden hear you so well?
Well, I wasn't on speaker.
But you bring up a good point, Keith, and it sounds like buttons are being pressed and there's a weird audio thing, so I'm going to let you go. But very well made point. Yes, it sounds like you are both on speaker and at a bowling alley. Can you hear me at all? Everything okay, Brad? It sounds like you're doing some kind of tool work.
Yeah, there's about roaches everywhere, man.
Goodness.
God damn it. I'm going to have to get you back. Let me kill these goddamn roaches.
Okay, Brad, deal with the roaches and call back. Certainly an unusual phone call.
David, you know what? You're annoying. I'm hanging up on you.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Cool.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Alon, you might have us muted because we can't hear you, but you are on. If you unmute, we might be able to hear you. Otherwise, I'll have to move on.
Me, is it?
Hello?
Is this me?
That's you. Hey, Carlton. Now, let me ask you, what kind of device are we on? Are we on some kind of headset or speakerphone?
I'm hooked up to my car right now. I'm just driving back from work.
Gotcha. Okay. It's pretty atrocious, but we'll try to deal with it. What's your question today?
Hi, Dave. Eric.
I couldn't hear your name, and we can barely hear you. So let's see what we can do about either your connection or your phone or something.
I'm not on speakers, so hopefully you can hear me.
Okay, that's a little better. What was your name?
My last call. So
Sorry, hold on a second. We've got your volume at the max, and I can still barely hear you. You said something about a Jimmy.
No, I just wanted to apologize.
Yes, it is. Where are you calling from?
Well, actually, the phone number is located in Poland, but I'm actually calling from Ukraine.
How dare you call from a different place than your phone number? That is horrible.
Account tax asset.
Okay, hold on a second, Donna. Let me back up because you're shot out of a cannon today. Did you say this is Austin from Boston?
No, Oscar.
Oh, Oscar from. Okay, good. Oscar, if we're on any kind of device that might make it harder for me to hear you, please get off of that device because we've got you maxed out and your level is very, very low.
Is that better?
That is much better, yeah. 732 historically has been a tough area code for. What's going on with your phone?
What's going on with this? Oh, sorry. What do you mean?
I don't know. It sounds like you're talking through a pillow. You've now given me like 12 different sets of requirements and ifs, ands, and buts. Like I would rethink this and call back. Okay, I got a lot of people holding, but what you're saying is not making sense. I disagree with the premise, and I disagree with the conclusions. Okay.
Can you hear me all right?
You know, I can hear you extremely well. Anyway, here's someone who called in, I guess trying to just spite me about being on speakerphone.
David, I'm on speaker.
Okay, sorry. So you've got a terrible signal. I didn't hear your name. Did you say it was Barry?
Yes, it's Barry. I'm sorry. Can you hear me better?
Oh, we're not on speaker or Bluetooth, are we?
Oh, we're on Bluetooth. Do I
We
need
are.
to take you off?
Okay, yes. Let's not do the Bluetooth thing today, please.
Okay.
We'll
Alright,
put
I'm
you
sorry
into our
about
system
that.
as Barry Bluetooth. Thank you. I can hear you so well. Yeah, who's this?
And I'm not like asking you to
Okay, hold on a second. So you sound like you're underwater, and I didn't catch your name, and I can barely hear you. So let's talk through it. What's your name?
my name is Humberto.
Okay.
From LA.
Alberto, very good. Tell me once more what your question is, and please, if we're on speaker or Bluetooth, take us off, because you sound like you're underwater.
Hey, just one quick question. What do you think of memes? You like memes?
Sorry, what do I think of what?
Memes?
What do I think of what?
Meme. Like a meme?
What do I think of memes?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see if I understand, John. And in the meantime, if you do have us on speaker or are using Bluetooth, please take us off.
I have headphones, so let me take it.
Okay, yeah, and
Can you hear me
we've
better?
now we've updated that message when you call in, telling people don't do this stuff because we can't hear a word you're saying.
From Nashville, New Hampshire.
All right, Andy, we can barely hear you, and please tell me we're not on speakerphone. Hello. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you cut out there.
Sorry, I must be a problem with my phone. So what I was gonna...
You're cutting out again.
Obviously, you want.
Okay, and with that pop, we lost Ken.
Types of fuels.
All right. I'm trying to have a conversation with you, but you're just not allowing me to, and I am out of time, so I'm going to let you go. I do appreciate the call, but I would love to be able to have more of a conversation with you.
Hi, is this me?
Yes, we've got you turned up as loud as you'll go, and I can still barely hear you. So what might we be able to do?
Is that better?
That is better, yes. Awesome, great. We're having somewhat of a bad connection, so I'm glad you got through, and if you can get to an area where your signal's better, that would be great. But what's on your mind today?
From Boston. How you doing?
Good, good. And I don't know what's going on in the background if you're bowling or something, but if we are on speaker, please do take us off, and you can go right ahead. Sounds crazy in there.
I'm using a headset.
Thank you. Well, let's just start with, if you can tell us your name, that would be great. If we're on some kind of speaker, please do take us off.
How are you?
Good. We're not on speakerphone, are we?
No.
Oh boy. All right, go ahead. All right, Rome, thank you. Please let's see if next time we can get a better connection, because I love what you're saying, but I just am having a hard time hearing. All right, everybody, we are live and we are standing by for a really important announcement from President Joe Biden. The CDC just announcing moments ago, vaccinated people do not need to wear masks outdoors unless it is impossible to maintain a safe distance from people around you. And that is where we are. It is very, very good news. Many states following very closely behind. For example, Massachusetts will relax outdoor face mask mandates starting this Friday, with basically an August 1st date of ending just about everything other than maybe indoor masking. So some really strong announcements. I've been saying for some time, I'm wearing my mask outdoors, but basically to avoid social judgment. All the evidence I've seen is that it is not medically indicated, and I'm just going to be on the team. But I'm glad that now, to be on the team, I will no longer need to wear a mask outdoors. So I do plan on emerging from my house maskless, like the heroic and principled Donald Trump when he returned to the White House after having COVID for completely irresponsible behavior for months, with the difference that I've not been behaving irresponsibly for months. So that's basically the announcement. Very exciting, and we'll be hearing the details from Joe Biden very, very soon, and I look forward to that. I have so many different things to talk about with you guys today. A few super chats. Alex Kepke asking what site I use to look at vaccination. I've been using the New York Times site. We can even pull it up briefly. New York Times vaccine doses. Whoa, Tucker Carlson out of nowhere. This is the site I use. and it tracks day-to-day vaccinations. They've been declining. We've been talking about why on the show, and a lot of other important data available on that website. Is the David Pakman Show about American politics for anyone or about politics but for Americans? I ask because Gates is such a feature versus Ukraine or Navalny. I think we did one story on Gates last week and none this week, but this is a show mostly about American politics. The vegan villainess says, my dad has had COVID for 3 months and is in the hospital with COVID pneumonia. He got it from an anti-masker at work back in late January. Yes, that is bad. That is very, very bad. Let's hope for continued improvement and recovery. Kelsey says, David, today is my birthday. Can I get a shout out? Yes, Kelsey, happy birthday. Thank you. S says vaccinated people really shouldn't wear masks. Well, it's not about shouldn't. It's there doesn't seem to be any advantage to doing it outdoors. And, you know, I know that a lot of people are mad about this announcement saying, no, you can still transmit vaccinated or you could still get it. Pre-vaccination, the estimate is 1 out of 1,000 cases were transmitted outdoors. And that's like people crowded together like idiots. There's no known cases of like jogging by someone and getting the virus. And vaccinated people transmit at a 91% lower level. So, you know, it's sort of like if vaccinated people still need to wear masks outdoors, no one should ever leave the house during flu season because you're talking about, you know, risks that are down below that level when you are talking about vaccinated and outdoors. I think we just have to understand the science. We've got to wear the masks indoors. Indoors, we're learning more about even 12 feet away or 18 feet away. You can still transmit indoors without masks, mostly dependent on the ventilation system. So you've got to keep wearing the masks indoors. The science doesn't say that outdoors is remotely similar. Okay, what else do we have? I'm sure you've covered it in the show, but thoughts on census. Census talk is on today's bonus show. So check out today's bonus show for that. Have I seen Josh Hawley hilariously hawk his book slamming Amazon, but selling it on Amazon? Yeah, he's pathetic. I also read that Mike Pillow attacked Amazon, but then his new social media platform runs on Amazon servers. Maybe somebody can confirm that. Trump is the weapon Putin used to attack the U.S. Republicans were the delivery vehicle. Challenge everything, even plant-based beer. Or these minor issues will again help turn Fox OAN viewers into Putin puppets. Well said. Well said. Okay, let me say some thank yous. Astro Lycos has just gifted a sub on Twitch. The Freak has signed up for 14 months. Also, a big thank you to Tapson for the sub. Unlikely Gamer has subbed. That's 4. Texas Bearclaw is 5. Freudinger is 6. Battlestar Catalactica is 7. Dranoa is 8, and It's Me, John B has subscribed and is new subscriber number 9. Really appreciate that, guys. Also, a huge thank you to somebody very special. Jake Linder just signed up at joinpacman.com with the coupon code immoral21. That is an immorally cheap discount code. Jake Linder, you are new member number 10 today. Very much appreciate that, Jake. Update on, okay, let's go through what people are asking me for. Unban requests. Let me see if I have any unban requests to adjudicate. I do not. I have no unban requests to adjudicate. Midnight Club, will you talk about BitClout you mentioned last week? It feels like a scam. There's no way to remove your money from it. Yeah, so I mentioned BitClout twice. I'm on it. Supposedly there are multiple exchanges going live in the next week, and money will be able to come out. I have nothing to do with the platform. We're on it like we're on Odyssey and Steemit and Hive and other platforms. I think it's been 11 days since I mentioned it, so I don't have too much else to say about it. It's not like a big topic per se. Okay, no unban requests. Oh, graffiti. So we have more graffiti, Pacman graffiti spotted. We now have 5 instances of my last name being tagged in different places. I would never suggest to anybody that they do this if it's in violation of local law. I'm just telling you that more and more of my last name is popping up graffitied. This is number 1. Here's the second one. This one is in Oakland. Here's the third one. This one is also in Oakland, if I recall correctly. There's now a 4th Pac-Man graffiti. This looks like someone just added it to a pre-existing graffiti element. This is the 4th one, heretofore unpublished on the David Pakman Show. And I also now have a 5th graffiti instance. This one quite nicely done, actually. Let's see. Whoa, hold on a second. There it is. So there are now 5 graffiti elements with my last name that we're aware of around the United States. So keep those coming in. Oakland is representing really strongly on the graffiti. Just a lot of these are on, a lot of these are in Oakland, which is super exciting. The Pentagon transferred 175 million IP addresses to a Florida company minutes before Trump left office. Yeah, I don't really get what it means. I read the stories about it, and it's weird. I just don't understand what are we supposed to, what is the meaning of it? If someone can email me not just a news article about the IP address thing, but just what it means, I would cover it on the show. Yo-Yo-E Show says, isn't Bernie more communist than socialist since he believes in a government? No. Socialist would be socializing the means of production among the people. Communism typically means government actually owns the businesses. Bernie, as far as I know, doesn't support either of those. So well, there's certainly confusion. I want to say thank you to Theo Rex as well as Upstairs Humor for their new Twitch subs, subscribers 11 and 12 today. Also, a big thank you to Erica Paulin. Erica Paulin has just signed up at joinpacman.com using the coupon code BETTER21. And with total peace and love, Erica, I love that you use that coupon code. Just remember, kids, you can also use the secret coupon code Immoral21, which is a great code, a really, really great code. Let's take a look at Tucker Carlson's anti-mask rant yesterday. It's very aggressive. Now, there is a kernel of logic in it, but then there's a lot of nonsense. We covered this on the broadcast show, but I want to look at it today.
We did give in. Whoa. This grotesque version of Halloween went on for more than a year, and it's still going on. Not even Tony Fauci still pretends that masks are medically necessary. Instead, masks are purely a sign of political obedience, like Kim Il-sung pins in Pyongyang. We wear them because we have to. The only people who wear masks voluntarily outside are zealots and neurotics. How neurotic are they? Well, we know. A Pew survey from last March found that 64% of white Americans who classify themselves as liberal or very liberal have been diagnosed with an actual mental health condition.
Now, that's really deceptive for a bunch of reasons. First of all, he's only telling us the percentage of self-identified liberals who have been diagnosed with a mental health condition. Now, one way to avoid diagnosis is simply never go to a doctor. So if you develop a culture of don't ever go to a doctor for a mental health condition, then you hold down the percentage diagnosed. He doesn't give us that information. Number two, if you just have lack of access to care, and we know that that's the case in many conservative areas, you hold down the diagnosis level. And then number three, just having anxiety would count as a mental health condition. It's a trash statement. It's the type of statement where we just put it directly into the trash. What he's right about is that there has been a lot of outdoor mask wearing in situations where it really doesn't make scientific sense, merely to avoid judgment. And I admit that I do that. I've been doing it. Now we are getting away from masks outdoors. When I walk around and someone passes me on a sidewalk and they're wearing their mask, I put my mask on not because I think there's a medical reason to do it. I do it just to be a team player. So there's like a kernel of something there, and the CDC is reacting to that. But then he's just increasing stigma about mental health. He's doing a lot of garbage here.
And you see them everywhere when you walk down the street in any major city. If you dare to go on foot from Union Station to the Capitol, for example, in Washington without wearing a mask, angry Biden voters will snort at you in judgment. How could you?
Again, there is this staring down of people without masks. And, earlier in the pandemic, before I realized how much I would be judged for not wearing one outside, I biked without a mask once. And a couple people, gave me dirty looks. We now know nobody's getting it in that situation. We kind of knew it all along. But
they're saying from behind the gauze. How could you? That's the question we should be asking of them in return. The rest of us should be snorting at them first. They're the aggressors. It's our job to brush them back and restore the society we were born in. So the next time you see someone in a mask on the sidewalk or on the bike path, do not hesitate. Ask politely but firmly, would you please take off your mask?
That's just idiotic, right? So the CDC guidelines, which Joe Biden will momentarily announce, and let's see if we have audio. Okay, we don't yet, but good. Are that vaccinated people don't need to wear masks outdoors. Why do I care if someone else wears a mask? The example I gave on the podcast today is if it's the middle of summer and it's 90 degrees out and someone passes me wearing a winter hat, I don't think it's necessary. I think it's odd, but maybe they have a medical condition where their head gets cold even in summer. Maybe they just like the way it looks. Why do I care what they're doing? Right? So this is where it starts to go completely off the rails.
Science shows there is no reason for you to be wearing it. Your mask is making me uncomfortable.
Stupid.
We should do that, and we should keep doing it until wearing a mask outside is roughly as socially accepted as lighting a Marlboro in an elevator. It's repulsive. Don't do it around other people.
It's not, because again, right, lighting a Marlboro in an elevator, and we have a live video here, lighting a Marlboro in an elevator actually impacts other people, whereas just wearing a mask doesn't impact me. Other people wearing masks, I don't care if they want to do it. Go ahead and do it.
That's the message we should send because it's true. As for forcing children to wear masks outside, that should be illegal.
Right.
Your response when you see children wearing masks is
what's more illegal, a child wearing a mask or my discount codes?
Play should be no different from your response to seeing someone beat a kid in Walmart. Call the police immediately.
Nah, it should be different. Your response should be different.
Contact Child Protective Services. Keep calling until someone arrives. What you're looking at is abuse. It's child abuse, and you are morally obligated to attempt to prevent it. If it's your own children being abused, then act accordingly. Let's say your kid's school emailed you to announce that every day after lunch, your sixth grader was going to get punched in the face by a teacher. How would you respond to that?
In a completely different way than to mask wearing. Yeah. So anyway, there's Tucker. And, he had a kernel of something that there would be a lot of people on the left that would agree with, which is we don't need to do the masks outside, and we probably never did. And that's what the CDC is saying for vaccinated people. And lots of states are now saying nobody has to wear the masks outside, regardless of vaccination, unless you're crowded together. Great. We're on the same page. Until he goes into all of this completely bogus and crazy stuff. So there's Tucker Carlson. And people suggesting maybe he's projecting his own experiences of people calling him out. Yeah, he probably is. He probably is. I don't doubt that whatsoever. If you're just joining us, we're standing by for Joe Biden, believed to be delivering an important message about easing outdoor mask wearing. The CDC just made this announcement about 45 minutes ago. Every indication that Joe Biden is going to announce the same thing. Tomorrow night, I hope you will all join me for Joe Biden's first address to a joint session of Congress. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. The speech is at 9. I'll be live at 8. And then if maybe we'll even take phone calls after. So big evening stream tomorrow night. A few other super chats. Let's see here. David, do you think people out there who refuse to get the shot would take huge advantage of this? I'll be getting my second shot on Saturday. Yeah, some people will just lie. Listen, the people who are refusing to get the vaccine are probably already not wearing masks outside, so I don't think it'll be a big change. David, will you listen to my song about prison reform? Maybe. I have a lot on my plate. I live in a red state. They judge me for wearing a mask. I've heard that from friends in red states. I'd put a second mask on just to piss them off. Yeah, I just wouldn't engage. When Trump supporters wear MAGA hats, it doesn't make sense to me, but I don't share my opinion with them. Yeah, well said. Ian Fraser with a really strong 50 New Zealand dollars super chat. I don't like clothes. Please take them off. Carlson's logic isn't. It's not logical. Ferret Queen says, have you ever seen the movie Contagion? They had special bracelets indicating vaccination. Do you think it would have been useful? I haven't seen it. It seems a little bit stigmatizing in a way. Masks are a no-brainer during flu season indoors. That may well be, yeah. Shout out to producer Luis. Can you correct Tony Fauci to Dr. Fauci? Can I correct it? What do you mean? Oh, Tucker said Tony Fauci. Yeah, I don't care about that. Okay. Other people I need to be thanking. Less QQ and more Pew Pew has just signed up via Twitch. So has Angry Mob. Nasty Questions is in for 12 months. Those are subscribers 14, 15, and 16 today. And I will be thanking in a deep and sincere way today. This is going to be different. Very often during the streams, I will insincerely praise people who sign up on my website. Today, I will sincerely praise anybody who takes advantage of either this coupon code, BETTER21, or the secret code IMMORAL21 on my website, joinpacman.com. Today, only sincere praise. Tomorrow night's stream, I'm going back to completely insincere praise of people who sign up. So take advantage of that. I do have an unban request to adjudicate. Hold on. Here is my gavel. When people get banned on Twitch, they can request being unbanned. Such a user is here. This user created their Twitch account yesterday. They first showed up in my streams today and immediately sent the message libtards. They were banned within seconds by our moderator, Jabbygats, and their unban request message is censorship. That is denied and confirmed permanent. That is a really stupid thing to say and even stupider way to try to get yourself unbanned. The bans are free, folks, and we are handing them out. Like, I would say like candy, except it's not, I'm not really handing out candy at this point. Okay. So we did Tucker, we did vaccines, we did outdoor masks. Oh, this is just kind of funny. Here's a TikTok user who actually, I believe, has quite a following. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't know who this is. This is Ashley with 30,000 TikTok followers. Big fan of the show. Here's a cat video during which you can actually hear the podcast playing in the background. Let's see if we can listen to this together. I think I'm pitching membership. I think there's a live stream going on and I'm pitching membership. Listen to this. Hold on. Let's make sure we have good audio on it.
Membership pitch, which I think is going to be in face, is as disgusting as he is. Membership pitch, which I think is going to be in face.
All right. So there you go. A lot going on and membership being pitched in real time. I think that the membership pitch alone is immoral, but the pitch combined with the video is probably illegal. That's my instinct on that. You tell me. Oh, do I have any more of the anti-trans woman's voicemails? I think I do. Yeah, here we go. One just came in minutes ago. This is fresh off the presses. Listen to this.
Hey, David. So I wanted to talk to you about the abortion issue because I feel like a lot of like centralists will do this like weird thing where it's like nothing in their itinerary of like, you know, their political preferences goes along with, you know, child support or helping families along and helping families, you know, develop the tools necessary to.
I don't know what on earth she's talking about. Let's see if I got any others. I think I did, but now I'm struggling to find. Oh, here it is. Here's another one.
Hi, David. This is Ashley again. I just, so I know that you said that the situation with, changing people's, sexuality or whatnot is a sensitive issue. And I totally agree that maybe.
I think she means gender. not sex. We haven't talked about people changing sexuality for a really long time.
I and a lot of other people have been pretty insensitive to,
Oh, okay.
future generations of people who, from a religious standpoint, have the wrong gender.
Oh, now we're on gender.
I do believe that.
Is she using gender and sexuality? When it comes to sexuality, I assume they mean sexual orientation, right?
We should be very sensitive to people who do have the wrong genders and who are given the wrong gender. And I just believe.
All right. Anyway, this person continues to call. So people asked for an update on that. She's continuing to call. I do want to say a big thank you to Bent Schroeder, who has just signed up via joinpacman.com using the coupon code immoral21. We may wrap the immoral coupon code tomorrow night. If Joe Biden gives a good speech tomorrow night, we might just end the coupon code immoral21. Something to think about. Why not? Why not? As we stand by for Joe Biden with a big mask announcement, Joe Biden is going to be telling us, we believe that it is not necessary to wear masks outdoors when vaccinated, which is fantastic. Let's look at a few other super chats. Oh, thanks to Rich Bird Nation for the Twitch sub, by the way. Appreciate that. Signing up via Twitch Prime. Brian Stark says, on Chauvin's defense closing, keep in mind every defendant has the right to zealous representation. It wasn't deranged. You know better, David. No, Brian, you're wrong. I addressed that in my video. I say every defendant has the right to representation. And the closing statement from Eric Nelson was deranged in terms of its relationship to the facts. But I never at any point said that Derek Chauvin doesn't deserve whatever is the best defense to get him acquitted. It failed to get him acquitted. The defense not only was deranged, it failed. Guilty on all counts. But I stand by my position on that. Pedro says, enough deranged voicemails. Nobody needs them. All right. Danny says, you missed my last super chat. Left is best. Let's see. Danny says, do I think there's any chance for filibuster reform? I think there is, but it's feeling like a very low priority right now. And I don't believe we will see anything in 2021. Maybe 2022. Okay. Oh, hold on. I got to do a ban. We just drop in a ban hammer on Twitch. Wow, a lot of people. It's actually, they're out in droves. It must be, is there a full moon? They're out in droves tonight. Big thank you to Jane Gass for signing up at joinpacman.com. Jane, thank you. Also, big thank you to Caitlin Bianchi for signing up at joinpacman.com. Bianchi, a very common last name in Argentina, where I was born. Very common last name. In fact, have some family friends last name Bianchi. Of course, of Italian origin, but from Argentina. Let's see what else we have here. David, curious as to your thoughts on the current state of U.S.-Taiwan affairs. I think Biden is doing a great job on that front. I am not displeased with Biden so far on Taiwan, and I have a segment I'm planning on that maybe for Thursday, maybe for next Monday. What was that? Strange noise. Please stand by. Please stand. Okay, so we're about to get started here. Good. Very, very close to starting. Thanks to Sinful Solutions for the super chat. Appreciate that. The sly-witted savagery and the rubber mallet is just perfect. It's actually plastic, but I would even upgrade the mallet in theory. Shout out to the old producer, Louis. Sorry. Yeah, Louis, not Luis. Although a lot of people believe it is Luis. And they will stand by it. They will stand by it. A big thank you. Louis actually at one point was the target of anti-Latino discrimination because people assumed that by Louis we meant Luis. And, you know, he's half Iranian, half Jewish. So Scott Sherman has just signed up at joinpacman.com. And Scott is new member number 21. Thanks, Scott. Also, thank you to, is it Gabe or Gape Horn? Gabe Horn or Gape Horn? Oh, God. Okay, I understand it now. That is new member number 22. I'm going to go with Gabe. Gabriel Horn. Gabriel Horn Do you think Biden will push forward on student debt relief, even just $10K? I do. I think, oh God, people are going crazy. Clipped and shipped, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Thoughts on Charlie Baker? Not bad for a Republican. Not bad for a Republican, I guess is what I would say. People highly, highly triggered in the chat, yeah. Oh, man. I hope that we're not going to... Tomorrow night, we are bringing back like the primetime, professional, respectable stream. The daytime streams are pretty coarse and not respectable. But tomorrow night, Joe Biden will be addressing the nation in his first joint address before the House and Senate. We need to keep it very clean tomorrow night. Okay? Why does anyone take Tucker seriously, especially after his lawsuit in which his defense was he shouldn't be taken seriously? Very good question. Millions of people still do. Thanks for being so straightforward with my last question. Nice to have someone who doesn't over-explain things. Has Biden met, exceeded, or underseeded your hopes so far? He's done more than I thought. He has exceeded my expectations on today's show. This is the podcast. This is the member show. This is, this is all that stuff. I grade Joe Biden's first 100 days. Okay? Thank you. That's on today's podcast. Yeah, you can get access to that right away. You have missed nothing. People coming in asking if they've missed it. We are waiting for Joe Biden. Joe Biden will be delivering remarks about masking. The CDC just announcing vaccinated people need not wear masks outdoors in most situations. I will be following CDC guidelines as I have all along. Okay? Thank you to James Mitunin, who has just signed up on my website using the secret unpublished coupon code Immoral21. Thank you also to What the Spock for the Twitch Prime subscription. We love that. Pac-Man versus Destiny chess subscriber battle 2021. I would do that if Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell II wanted to line it up. It can be a bunch of work to line that up. But I would do a chess sub battle with Destiny if somebody wants to help set it up. Although I know sometimes when Destiny has people help him with stuff, he ends up out $8,000. So I don't want that to happen, but I would go by that. I would do that. In New York City, it's easy to form crowds outdoors. Given that, why change the guidelines for masks outdoors? Okay. I already talked about it. And listen, Justin, if you want to keep wearing the mask outdoors, by all means do it. I am not on Tucker's side where you should ask people to take masks off. That's really stupid. But the CDC has the science, and I would follow what the CDC says. Big thank you to Jenna Drillette. Jenna Drillette, who just signed up with the coupon code BETTER21 at joinpacman.com. Whoa. Thank you, Jenna. Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of people saying if you feel safer wearing a mask outside, do it. I completely agree. I absolutely agree. Okay. So we've gotten that. We did this. We did. Oh, I have a couple other new stream intros I'm trying. One is like a Jesse Lee Peterson kind of highlights. Tell me if you think this would make a good stream intro video.
We are? Amazing. Welcome to the Flawless State YouTube Live. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Apologize for the late start, but we are black, and black people are late. We start on CP time. I'm glad you're here. You love me?
I don't really know you.
Do you have to know me to love me? Yeah, well, I love you.
Thank you.
Are you surprised?
Not really.
Were you surprised that I threw you off the radio show?
Not really.
And one of the reasons I'm concerned about you being a progressive is that...
Me specifically or all progressives?
All men.
Men. Only men.
Only men.
Progressive women don't concern you.
It's normal, abnormal for women to be progressive.
Interesting.
Or liberal, but it's abnormal for a man to be a liberal or progressive. It's a sign of being a beta male.
I didn't know that.
Because real men are conservative.
If I became conservative, would I no longer be beta?
You would become alpha.
Wow. Something to think about.
Do you find that it's difficult for young men of your age group, to find good women to date?
Not at all.
Why don't you date men?
I'm not attracted to men.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But would you consider it might be a man? Would you think of it as a man?
It? Would I think of it as a man?
Right.
It's a person, right? I don't say
right,
it.
It's a female. The children of the lie, the liberal media, the Democratic Party, the right-o Republicans, the never-Trumpers.
Okay. So like everybody but Trumpers.
The hashtag movement. Plus you
No, I
seem
don't
mentally off. You know, like the lights was on, but nobody was home.
You're making assessments of who's mentally off on, on TV.
But that's how evil the children of the left are. They'll destroy you.
This was like a 40-minute interview cut down to 6, which I'm thinking of using as a stream intro. I think it's pretty nicely done.
To get what they want, and that's power and wealth.
I'm curious, if they're so powerful, the children of the lie.
But they're not powerful.
Oh, I thought you just said they were.
That's what they want.
I thought you said they will destroy you.
They will. They'll destroy you. They'll try to destroy you.
Oh, okay.
To get power and wealth.
Gotcha.
Do you agree with that?
No. No.
We'll bring that up.
The reason was you've called me a girly man so many times. Remember we talked about that?
Weak.
Oh, okay.
That's because it's not because I think you.
That I'm gay.
Right.
Got it. Glad we clarified. You know, a lot of people are sexually assaulted and raped, and they don't come forward. And the reason they don't come. I don't believe that. You don't believe that?
That's a made-up lie, too.
Oh, who made that up?
The children of the left.
Oh, I should have.
The children of the lie.
I should have known.
They're doing it because they hate men.
Oh.
And they especially hate straight, white, conservative, Christian men of power. If it wasn't for them, America would be a socialist society already.
It would be what?
A socialist society by getting rid of jobs. Many people, most people.
He took care of people by getting rid of jobs.
Full-time jobs, and they had to work 2 part-time jobs in order to survive.
Jesse, you don't even understand the talking points you're using.
The rest, free Obama phones.
That's socialism?
Is that socialism? But you're not answering the question.
That's the answer.
But
you don't like the answer.
You don't understand the question?
I think I understand it.
What is it about the question that's difficult for you? Would you, David Pakman, believe it just because she said it?
I liked how you had to check what my last name was there. I would believe it enough to investigate it, yeah.
Give me just a yes. I'm black.
These were the days.
So give me a simple yes or no.
This is
your friends are watching right now.
I hope so.
And they're watching because they thought you were going to kick my butt. So you got to live up to it.
I found out this was a debate today.
Would you believe it?
Are these really the most important topics for you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Are there others that are more important for you?
Yeah.
Like what, for example?
Our economic system, wealth inequality, healthcare, geopolitics, nuclear disarmament, climate change. People?
And the black people go into a trance, and they go in and they just they reach for the D while eating chicken. And I guarantee you, if they went now and voted for and asked them to vote for it, they'll go with the homosexuals.
I hope so.
And the Democratic Party because they have been morally bankrupt.
I disagree
the
with
radical
that.
homosexuals have gotten in there and they corrupt the churches. Is there anything else?
Not that I can think of.
That's it.
Yeah.
Amazing. People coming from S-hole countries, and we don't have no idea who's crossing the borders. We could have Bin Laden folks coming.
I think we just disagree.
Amazing.
It's crazy to disagree, isn't it?
Is that a good thing that the president has done?
What did he do?
Bring back jobs?
How?
It doesn't matter how. He's brought them back. Is that a good thing?
If you're going to claim he did it, you have to explain how.
Is that a good thing that it happened?
It's good for there to be jobs. The question is, what did he do to bring the jobs back?
Whatever he did. Is it a good
thing?
Can
you identify what he did?
This reminds me of my interview with that Republican strategist 2 weeks ago.
How do you know he did it?
Is it a good thing that he did it?
I have something to admit, guys. This entire interview was a scripted skit. It wasn't real. Can you imagine? No, really it wasn't. It was actually all too real. He stayed in character after it was over.
Jobs are good. I'm asking you what Trump did to
So you're
create
saying yes to that. What is a man?
I'm sorry?
What is a man?
I do politics, not dictionary.
Are you a man? Love. What is love?
I don't do dictionary definitions. I won't be doing dictionary definitions at any of my events. That's the one thing. If people are expecting that, I'm not doing any dictionary definitions.
The sluts. It's so amazing.
Incredible.
You like sluts?
I'm sorry?
You like sluts?
I don't know any.
Have you ever slept with a slut?
I don't think so.
Would you date a slut?
It's a pejorative. It's not a term I use.
Amazing. Did you have fun?
No. In 1,000 years, when the sociologists and the philosophers try to figure out what exactly happened in the United States right around this time,
right,
this type of conversation is going to be incredibly informative for them. So I'm glad to have participated in it.
Good, man. They're going to say, wow, Jesse was amazing. Check out our brand new song on the JesseLeePeterson.com, on my Instagram.
You're doing songs now?
Huh?
Facebook, Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter, yeah.
You sing or you play an instrument?
It's called Beta Male. You know what a beta male is?
No.
Check out the song.
Jeez. Trump, right?
Alpha, not beta.
Anyway, so that's a possible new stream intro. I think it's pretty good. I have one other one. Hold on. Let me thank a few people. Thank you to Michael Charette for signing up at joinpacman.com. Domingo Payne is a new member at joinpacman.com. Nicholas Klein just signed up, and Keen Ironheart just signed up, putting us at 29. Also, thank you on Twitch to Dump Trump 2020 Amy, as well as This Is Slammin'. New members 30 and 31 today. I have one other possible stream intro. Let me get to a couple of other super chats. David, is there a psychical mental illness for people taking the vaccine? My family mind has been losing it in their head about politicals. I have no idea what that means. I'm sorry. Have I seen The Dissident yet? I have not. I would love to see a show starring you and Jesse, but you don't deserve that kind of torture. Thank you. What happened to Jesse Lee Peterson after the Twitter gay porn fiasco? Love the stream, D-Man. Like the stream, everyone. Pretty good intro. Might get a little stagnant, though. Do you own ETH? Yes. And do you think it can surpass BTC? No idea. Any word on people missing the second dose in the US? One dose 42%, full 29%. Seems like a large void. I think only about 8% of people who get a first dose are missing the second dose is what I read. Just signed up using Better21. Thanks for the shout out, David, and for the amazing content. I want to be part of the Pacman community. Well, Scott, you now are. So it was staged, or you were making a joke? No, the Jesse Lee Peterson interview was not staged. Kogal says, David, saludos desde Chile. Manda un saludo en español. Yes, thank you very much. Greetings from Chile. Love it. Okay, one other possible stream intro video from the creationist cat appearance I did some period of time ago.
His name is David Pakman, political commentator, left-wing propagandist.
This one's good.
Master of fake news, and heir to the Pakman family fortune. He gets money from George Soros to promote communism, Antifa, and probably baby punching too. And he's here today to spread more of his anti-American freedom-hating soy boy lie.
Right.
David Pakman. All right, kick it, JC.
Right.
Yo, it's Dave Pakman Show. If you like fake news, he's your bro. Satanism, communism, and current events too. From his Argentinian soy boy Jew.
Wow, it's maybe too aggressive for the show, right? Is this too aggressive?
Hating Donald Trump's about all he do. So get ready, Pakman Show. Skeezily, boozily, boozily, boo.
Is this beneath the show? If it is, I won't use it. Maybe I need to it's too graphic probably for a nighttime stream, like tomorrow night if we're streaming Biden's address and that's the intro. I think it's not good. But for more like a trashy, like middle of the day stream, it might be okay. We'll look at it. Okay. David, do you think this could possibly be a predicted end date to the mask mandate? I know some states are ending their mandate soon. We already know what Joe Biden's announcing today. 45 minutes ago, the CDC said vaccinated people don't need to wear masks outdoors in just about any situation. Joe Biden is about to now kind of restate that. So this is not going to be like a full end to masking, but it's going to be mask related. Ryan says, an idea that would be fun to stream with and integrate to videos. Guess Who board game with prominent political figures in the current news cycle. Ooh, Ryan, I love you. You've been around and supporting for a while. That is a dud idea. I know my audience well enough to know that a Guess Who board game that I play on stream, that would be, I would immediately hemorrhage all of my viewers if I did that. So Ryan, with total peace and love, appreciate it, but we're not going to do that. Daniel says, Pfizer's new slogan, everyone deserves a second shot. Nice. Thanks for keeping it 100%. Got my second dose. That's great, Ken. Volkarai says, this song is funny, but it's not your oeuvre, David. I don't know what that means. Interesting. I want to say thank you to Symbolic Gamer as well as Grungy Dan for their new Twitch subs, putting us at 33. Also, some just absolutely perfect people to thank. Talia Smith just signed up on my website. Derek Haley just signed up on my website. And Evan Meldrum just signed up at joinpacman.com. New members 34, 35, and 36. Thanks very much, guys. Let's see here. What else do we have going on? Am I going to talk about Biden's first 100 days? Yes. On today's podcast, I grade Biden's first 100 days, and I go through section by section, economic promises, immigration promises, COVID promises. We go through everything. That's on today's show. David, can you please play the Friday chat parody of you speaking Spanish? I can't find it. Oh, yeah. Let me see. That was posted to the subreddit. How could I find? That's tough. I'm having trouble finding that too, but that's really great content. Let's see. Parody. I think it's parody and it's related to Pedro from Colombia. Oh, I think I found it. Yeah, here we go. Tell me if this is what you were referring to.
Well, the David Pakman Show is funded primarily by membership. Go to joinpacman.com. Coupon code still works. Phone Fridays suck because my callers suck.
Oh, this might not be it.
Let's actually go now to the phones. Let's speak first to Pedro.
Oh, this is it, yeah.
From Colombia. Pedro, ¿cómo estás?
Now, my Spanish is better than this guy's, so I don't know if he just can't speak Spanish or if he's mimicking me speaking Spanish poorly. I don't understand. Okay, let's continue.
Oh, Mr. Pakman, I got COVID. I'm not feeling too good. Pedro, what part of Colombia are you from? ¿De dónde eres?
Now, of course, being Argentinian, I say, ¿de dónde sos? Now, I might modulate. If I'm speaking to a Colombian, maybe I would say, ¿de dónde eres? But that's not even, I mean, that's not how I talk.
Mr. Pakman, I forgot. You forgot. Okay. Muchas gracias, Pedro. Let's go next to...
Okay, yeah. That's pretty good. I like that. And by the way, 30,000 people are now subscribed to our subreddit. I believe that we have the biggest subreddit for independent media shows hosted by left-handed Argentinian Jews. Nobody has as many subscribers as we do in that group, so to speak. Okay, good. We have not missed Joe Biden. He is running 30 minutes late. But we have not missed Joe Biden. And we are expecting him absolutely any moment. Oh, by the way, I haven't talked about this before, but I think I will mention it. Trumpists who lost everything, you know, they lost the House in 2018, they lost the Senate in 2020, they lost the White House in 2020, they lost their dignity, they lost everything. They have taken to disliking White House YouTube streams. So this is very common, where as soon as there's a new White House stream, 1,500 of them, 1,600 of them will come in and dislike it. And what's really funny is that I actually get emails, voicemails, tweets, and different things from viewers who say, David, how on earth do you think Biden has 58% approval? Have you seen the dislikes on his live streams? As if in a country of 331 million people, 1,700 dislikes on a video on YouTube tell you anything about the president. I mean, it's sad more than anything else, but it's also a sign of how dumb people are, that they might think that that is a signal that should be listened to more so than actual polling. Anyway, it's pathetic. Let's see here. David, Pat has been doing a really good job. Can we give him a promotion and a raise, maybe a co-host position? No, then I'd lose him from the good job that he's doing. You want to have him do the good job that he's doing. Jeez. Is that how you're running your business? Fool in the Rain? By the way, Fool in the Rain, one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs. Can you shout out Audrey Woman and Toe Bean Daisy? Sure. Shout out. Christian says, watch right-wing media claims CDC eased outdoor mask mandate because of Tucker's rant. Yeah, except it was announced 2 days ago that they were going to be doing it. David, is there a psychical illness when coming to politics and vaccine? My fam is lost brain matter over these things with conspiracies. Man, I am so sorry, Anamoli. I just don't understand what you're saying. Psychical illness when coming to politics and vaccine. Man, I don't know. Maybe. Greetings from a Cuban who lives in Miami. Nice. Greetings. Can we get Lewis on a stream in the future? Maybe. Fool in the Rain drum cover at 2 million subs, please. I would consider doing that. Fool in the Rain, I believe that song is in 12/8, I believe. The great John Bonham. You know who does a really good, let me see, there's this great drum video, Fool in the Rain drums. Who was it that did it really well and actually explains it? I think it might have been the late, great Jeff Porcaro, actually. Yeah, I don't know. There's one that's like really well explained. I'm not finding it, though. Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, sorry for the distraction there. Yes, nobody's missed it. I know some people are getting upset that we've somehow missed the Biden thing, or you've missed it. He's running 30 minutes late. It's wild what is going on. 30 minutes late at this point. Crazy interview intro is good, but agree with stagnant comment. After watching 3 times, it'll be old. Need very powerful, quick cuts. Well, you know, the other one I have that's a candidate for the stream intros is producer Pat's video of Trump's most humiliating moments.
I just don't know about QAnon.
You do know.
I don't know. No, I don't know.
You know, if you go out and you want to buy groceries, you need a picture on a card. You need ID.
He wants to host next year's G7 summit at his own Doral Golf Club.
Got to take care of the floors, you know, the floors of the forests. Very important. Frederick Douglass is an example of somebody who's done an amazing job and is being recognized more and more, I notice.
Ivanka Trump, the president's daughter, is sitting in for the Secretary of State.
Remember that incredible night with the maps? And the Republicans are red, and that map was so red from Sachin Tendulkar to Virat Kohli.
Trump tweeting, the New York Times, they are a true enemy of the people.
I think we have enough of an interview here, Hope. Okay, that's enough. Let's go.
This Russian bounty story, we have multiple...
We actually didn't even get all of them in this. Like, that's what's crazy.
Just saying that Trump knew all along.
I was there for a tiny, little short period of time, and it was much more for an inspection. There was no problem during the day.
And said, quote, crazy Joe Biden, he doesn't know me. but he would go down fast and hard, crying all the way.
They'll go out and they'll vote, and they're going to have to go and check their vote by going to the poll and voting that way.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once.
The State Department is emphasizing to world leaders that they should stay at Donald Trump's hotels.
And they say the noise causes cancer. You tell me that one, okay?
Causes.
Trump ordered Robert Mueller, the special prosecutor, be fired. The factory policy is at all times, and Trump puts on goggles but no mask.
And we're building a wall in Colorado. We're building a beautiful wall.
Trump floated the idea of swapping Puerto Rico for
man.
Greenland. The ramp that I descended after my West Point commencement speech was very long and steep, had no handrail, and most importantly, was very slippery.
Our army manned the air. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do.
Wherever Trump goes, he tries to make himself seem dominant over whoever he's shaking hands with. Trump's strong-looking Situation Room photo was a staged photograph likely taken hours after the event.
Lock them up. You should lock them up. Lock up the Bidens. Lock up Hillary.
I too have a nuclear button, but it is a much bigger and more powerful one than his.
Yeah, this is our Oscars. I think, honestly, the Oscars have been such a disaster. I think this would have gotten better ratings than what they actually got on Sunday.
The narcissist in chief, Donald Trump, wanted his signature printed on all of the checks. He's not reading a presidential daily briefing that has been dumbed down to one page, mostly pictures, graphs, and maps.
Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired.
So in Florida, I encourage all to request a ballot and vote by mail. The wind direction shifted and it sort of split his hair, sort of back to front. Trump was laughed at by the entire room of world leaders.
Oh, by the way, when I say the Oscars were a disaster, I just mean the ratings are down like 75%. Like no one's watching. I didn't mean anything about. I haven't watched them in a decade. I don't know that anything happened that was or wasn't interesting. I just mean the ratings are down so much.
United Nations.
One of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
And then they did dumps. They call them dumps, big, massive dumps.
LeVar Ball is unaccepting of what I did for his son. I should have left them in jail.
These aren't people. These are animals. But the same vaccine could not work. You take a solid flu vaccine, you don't think that would have an impact or much of an impact on corona? No.
Cummings District is a disgusting rat and rodent infested mess.
Here we go.
Compared to other presidents, Trump has golfed more than
too much.
Any modern president.
CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person.
Trump showed up and started throwing paper towels to people like he was shooting free throws in basketball. Donald Trump's decision to do the Corona Caravan drive around Walter Reed.
Well, it's not the hardest task.
No, but
It
the
is
last
a picture and it says, what's that? And it's an elephant.
No. You see, that's all misrepresentation.
Well, that's what
The White House had put together a statement praising McCain and his life and his heroism. Trump said, no statement. I'll post a tweet instead. This is the guy who stared directly at a solar eclipse.
Oh, boy.
Always play it down.
Anyway, okay, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but that's another candidate for the for some stream intro videos, and we're working on other things. We have a lot of different things upcoming that we are working on as we stand by for Joe Biden with a really strong announcement on masking. I want to get this announcement done so that I can go outside with no mask. That's why I'm standing by here for it. Okay. All right. A few other super chats. Based Biden from Norway. Trey says, as someone who works at a theme park, do you think this new guidance helps or creates a blurry line as to which outside venues to mask up for? It says that any venue that still has a mask guideline goes. So I would assume theme parks will just continue having mask guidelines. Did you see the Republican person claim Democrats were cultists? I don't know who said it, but I saw Fox News quote them. I have not seen that. No. Steven says that video of Trump's worst 100 moments almost makes him nostalgic. A horror comedy. Yeah, it's really a comedy of errors and humiliations, quite frankly. I want to say thank you to Theodore Kableski, who just signed up at joinpacman.com and is new member number 37 today. Also, big thank you to Christina for the win, as well as Henry Ton, Coffee Nub, Weatherboxer, putting us at 41. Oh, so, you know, since we have time, I've had this for so long on my agenda to look at during a... That was weird. Strange. Where did that noise come from? I had this on my agenda to look at during a live stream. Somebody reminded me of my old interview with Charles Butler. And it's actually pretty damn funny. Let me show you guys this. This is an old classic. We're not going to miss the Biden event. This is from the old days, okay? This is just an old classic interview. Let's take a look at it. It is quite funny. I'm joined today by Charles Butler. He is a nationally syndicated talk show host, also a financial advisor. Charles, it's really great to have you on. I've been listening to your program. I listened to the December 11th show. That show was a doozy. You were responding to the Senate torture report. You had a lot to say. And one thing that caught my ear, and that's kind of where I want to start today, is you thought that Senator Dianne Feinstein from California should be punched. Why did you come to that conclusion?
Well, you know, the only reason that she released that report was for political reasons. And unfortunately, David, we have too many people who are grandstanding and playing with people's lives. She has endangered the lives of real citizens, of real patriots. Dr. Mitchell said he's received death threats. You know, these people do not play. We know that Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden and his like, the Taliban,
this goes off the rails.
They are killing Americans. These people are receiving death threats because of her unclassifying information. And that's why the CIA has always sought to hide information from Congress, because of people like Dianne Feinstein.
So you're saying you're okay with the report that said that the CIA was lying about the extent to which they were using these techniques, because you think it's the right thing to do to hide that?
No, I don't think it's the right thing to do to hide that, but I don't think it's anyone's business outside of it's classified information what we do. And the facts are, talking to all the people who were involved on the CIA side, is that they briefed Congress, they briefed Feinstein, they briefed Rockefeller, they briefed all these Democrats. The Republicans also said that they were briefed. So Feinstein and the Democrats are blatantly lying.
So you said that Dianne Feinstein should be punched. What other circumstances do you advocate physical violence against women?
I don't make that distinction about women and the violence thing. That's kind of a European, chivalry thing. And at the end of the day, it's BS, because women are out here fighting men. You see it in the movies today, where women are attacking men. And like that video with Ray Rice, his wife clearly came back across the elevator with her fist balled up, and he had a reaction. He didn't punch her once or twice. He just stuck out his fist and jabbed her to keep her off of him.
All right, but without getting onto that, so you're comfortable, in other words, advocating physical violence against Dianne Feinstein, who happens to be a woman?
I don't care who she is. If she's in the kitchen, then she needs to play the game. And at the end of the day, what Dianne Feinstein's done, a punch is the minimum that should happen to her. But this woman, because she's a senator, she has said that she wants to, she's going to get people killed. So when you compare a punch to getting people killed, David, you can play that game.
No, it's no game. I'm just trying to figure out what your level of comfort is advocating for violence.
My level of comfort is simply this.
Right.
It's not advocating. You putting words in my mouth. I'm not advocating anything.
Well, you said she should be punched. Presumably someone should do that.
Somebody should have punched her right in her face.
Yeah.
They put these women in positions of responsibility and
it's great this guy's disappeared, right?
And of power. And what does she do? She's playing games with people's lives.
Yeah, and you used that term, these women, and I know you've said we should actually have fewer women in the Senate.
So
I did.
why should we have fewer women? And just so the audience knows, women make up slightly more than 50% of the population. They make up 20% of the Senate. You think there's too many women in the Senate.
Too
Why
many
is that?
women.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, Charles, before you go into that, let me just make sure my question is clear. You just said you don't make recommendations or statements based on gender. In other words, you don't care whether you're saying a woman or man deserves to be punched. You don't care about gender. But at the same time, you're saying there should be fewer women in the Senate, so you are actually concerned with gender, right?
Yeah, that's because Dianne Feinstein, if you go back.
He doesn't even understand the double standard.
Well, do your research, David, which I'm sure you'll do. Dianne Feinstein came out this summer and said that we need more women in the Senate because we're more collegial. We get along, we get things done. That was Dianne Feinstein who said that, not Charles Butler.
Well, but there are actual studies that show that women do have a tendency to build rapport and work together, and that's actually based in science, though.
That's BS. At the end of the day, this country and the world has worked perfectly well with men doing what they need to do and working together. And there's no other place than the military that I look at where men get together, work very effectively together in an all-male environment without the female influence. So
you discount those studies?
Totally.
Okay, and on what basis have you decided, when you see that, how do you decide when a study is valid and when it isn't? Is it just based on your preconceived notions?
No, because of the people doing the studies. When you have these girly men who are sitting back doing studies like, well, we need women on the football field, and we need women doing this, and we don't need women doing anything. The bottom line is they're
I think we've got Biden.
I'll be laying out the path ahead.
Here we go.
To continue our fight against COVID-19.
Big announcement.
Get us to July 4th. This is our target date to get life in America closer to normal and begin to celebrate our independence from the virus together with our friends and our loved ones as we celebrate Independence Day.
Right.
But before that, I wanted to speak briefly to all of you today about the recent change announced by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention,
Here we go.
CDC. Let me say first, while we still have a long way to go in this fight and a lot of work to do in May and June to get us to July 4th, we've made stunning progress because of all of you, the American people. Cases and deaths are down dramatically from where they were when I took office in January 20th, and continuing to fall. This is particularly true for a group of Americans that we were most worried about when it came to the virus, senior citizens. When I took office in January, we were losing literally tens of thousands of our seniors each week. Grandparents who were loved so dearly, moms and dads, pillars of every community, gone by the thousands every day. At that time, less than 1% of seniors were fully vaccinated when I took office.
Right.
Today, in less than 100 days, more than 67%, 2/3 of our seniors are now fully vaccinated. And more than 80% of our seniors have had at least one shot.
Stunning.
That effort resulted in a drop of 80% in deaths among American seniors, a 70% drop in hospitalizations. So instead of losing thousands of seniors each day, we're saving thousands of lives, and more as each day goes by. And by the way, based on reported data, the proportion of seniors who've been vaccinated is essentially equal between white and seniors of color. I said from the beginning that we're going to fight this virus with equity for all. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, there are more Latinos and African American seniors that have been vaccinated as a percentage than white seniors. These numbers are a sign of progress on that front as well. Now, last week, I announced that we had crossed the threshold of 200 million shots. We've now, since Inauguration Day, we have given 215 million shots. And that anyone 16 years of age or older is now eligible to get the vaccine now, today, immediately.
Go get it.
And because of the extraordinary progress we've made in fighting this virus, and the progress our scientists have made in learning about how it gets transmitted, earlier today, the CDC made an important announcement.
Here we go.
Starting today, if you're fully vaccinated and you're outdoors, you need, and not in a big crowd, you no longer need to wear a mask. I want to be absolutely clear.
Love it.
If you're in a crowd, like a stadium or at a conference or a concert, you still need to wear a mask, even if you're outside. But beginning today, gathering with a group of friends in a park, going for a picnic, as long as you are vaccinated and outdoors,
right,
you can do it without a mask. The CDC is able to make this announcement because our scientists are convinced by the data that the odds of getting or giving the virus to others is very, very low if you're both been fully vaccinated and out in the open air.
Indeed.
The CDC also helped clarify which outdoor activities are safer or less safe, depending on whether you've been vaccinated. The bottom line is clear. If you're vaccinated, you can do more things more safely, both outdoors as well as indoors.
Love it.
So for those who haven't gotten their vaccination yet, especially if you're younger or think you don't need it, this is another great reason to go get vaccinated now. Now. Yes, the vaccines are about saving your life, but also the lives of the people around you. But they're also about helping you get back to closer to normal in our living, more normal living. Getting together with friends, going to the park for a picnic without needing to mask up. We're back to that place now as long as you get vaccinated. So go get the shot.
Go, go, go.
It's never been easier. And once you're fully vaccinated, you can go without a mask when you're outside and away from big crowds. I want to thank the team at the CDC for everything they're doing to help us lead with science and bring our communities out of this crisis safely and responsibly. And I also want to thank everyone who's gotten the vaccine for doing your patriotic duty and helping us get on the path to Independence Day, which I'll be discussing more in detail next week.
Right.
In the meantime, I urge all Americans, don't let up now. Keep following the guidance. Go get your vaccination now. It's free and it's convenient. 90% of the American people live within 5 miles of a site where you can get a vaccination. You can do this, and we will do this.
Right.
Thank you all, and God bless you. And as much as the temptation is to stay outdoors in this beautiful day, I've got more work to do. Thank you all very, very much. Bye-bye.
President, if the risk is so low outdoors, why doesn't it apply to everybody?
Would you have any preconditions before meeting with Vladimir Putin?
One at a time.
If the risk is so low outdoors, why doesn't this new guidance apply to everybody?
Because the science indicates that the most certain way to make sure it doesn't spread if both people have been vaccinated, the people you're with, and you're outside.
And you chose to wear a mask, sir. You chose to wear a mask. You chose to wear a mask as you walked out here. What message were you sending by wearing a mask outside alone?
By watching me take it off and not put it back on until I get inside.
Wow.
Do you have any preconditions before meeting with Vladimir Putin?
I'll discuss that all another day. Thank you.
What did you ask Vice President Harris to do?
AstraZeneca, will you make it faster for them to get the vaccines we will get soon? India, they're suffering at this moment.
What do you say to the folks in India?
Will you make it?
I'm sorry, this is the last question I'll take, and I'm really going to be in trouble. With regard to India, I spoke at length with Modi, the Prime Minister. We are sending immediately a whole series of help that he needs, including providing for those remdesivir and other drugs that are able to deal with this and prevent, in some cases, but help recovery. Secondly, we are sending the actual mechanical parts that are needed.
Biden putting the sunglasses on and then dropping the hammer on that reporter was pretty good.
And that's being done as well. We're also discussing, I've discussed with him, when we'll be able to send actual vaccines to India, which will be my intention to do. The problem is right now we have to make sure we have other vaccines like Novavax and others coming on probably. And I think we'll be in a position to be able to share vaccines as well as know-how with other countries who are in real need. That's the hope and expectation. And I might add, when we were in a bind at the very beginning, India helped us. Thank you.
What have you asked the vice president to do to help with vaccine skepticism?
There it is. Joseph R. Biden Jr. Slipping on the sunglasses and dropping the hammer on a really stupid question from a reporter. I think that was Peter Alexander from NBC News, going by The Voice and The Voice alone. It was not Peter Ducey. But yeah, quite an announcement. So listen, I will be carrying my mask in my pocket. And if you go to a grocery store and everybody's lined up outside, and if the grocery store asks that people wear the mask in line, I'm going to put the mask on, of course. I'm not looking here to do anything stupid, but I think that the announcement makes a lot of sense. I see people saying, won't the anti-vax people just lie about being vaccinated? You don't really have to lie. They'll just not wear their mask. Nobody's going to be checking for vaccination. Really, they are more at risk. And even with 2 unvaccinated people, the outdoor risk is extremely low. If the anti-vax people want to not wear a mask, they probably already weren't wearing a mask outdoors. So I'm really not worried about that. Okay. What a day. What a day. Many states outlining the path out. Let's just very quickly look at some of the data. We are starting to see, after this blip here, we are starting to see a case decline that I'm not a betting man, but I would bet accelerates dramatically over the next 3 weeks as we are 2.5 weeks from where Israel was when their cases went skyrocketing downward, to quote Donald Trump. So I think things are going to be looking very good by Memorial Day. And we just have to keep getting vaccinated. That's the point. And I don't know, by the way, if people have seen if this is what happens when you vaccinate people. Look at this. It's basically zero. Really important stuff that's going on. So we've got to start getting vaccines out to different countries. And we have to continue doing the things that we've been doing indoors, or many of us have been doing indoors. But it's definitely a good step forward. People are saying, look at Canada. I don't know what's going on in Canada. Yeah, things aren't going so well in Canada. Okay. Hopefully that's their last peak. And death's starting to climb as well. Yeah, India, I'm not even going to look at because it's horrifying. But Joe Biden addressing that there, and he's going to address it further. All right, listen, tomorrow night, I will be here for Joe Biden's non-State of the Union, State of the Union. We're starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We will be here and we will have Biden's speech and we will have phone calls and so many things. All right. So if you're watching on Twitch, make sure you're following. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you've liked so that tomorrow night you'll be notified when I go live. All right. See everybody tomorrow night.